Okay.
Good morning.
Unique, universal, unitemporal, eternal, spiritual, material, good, evil, 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 unique, universal, unitemporal, eternal, spiritual, material, good, evil,
Last time.
Unique, universal, unitemporal, eternal, spiritual, material, good, evil, unique, universal, unitemporal, eternal, spiritual, material, good, evil, unique, universal, unitemporal, eternal, spiritual, material, good, evil,
Last time.
unique, universal, unitemporal, eternal, spiritual, material, good, evil, 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 unique,
Last time.
universal, unitemporal, eternal, spiritual, material, good, evil,
Last time.
universal, unitemporal, eternal, spiritual, material, good, evil, unique, universal, unitemporal, eternal, spiritual, material, good, evil, unique, universal, unitemporal, eternal, spiritual, material, good, evil, unique.
Last time.
Universal, unitemporal, eternal, spiritual, material, good, evil, la, la, ooh, la, la, ooh, la, la, ooh.
This is it.
Unique, universal, unitemporal, eternal, spiritual, material, good, evil, unique, universal, unitemporal, eternal, spiritual, material, good, evil, la, la,
Welcome, welcome. Let's say the invocation. I'll get it up here for those of you who don't know it. I think that's it. Yes. This is the expanded soul work invocation.
Toward the one, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who form the embodiment of the mastery, the mystery, the miracle, the mother, justice, the spirit of guidance.
Unique,
Universal, unitemporal, eternal, spiritual, material, good, evil, El Allah.
All exists within the one.
I want to just say a tiny bit, for some people might not have been here last time or listened to the tape. The Zikr, let's call it the Zikr of Carl Jung meets Hazrat Inayat Khan, because they both lived in Switzerland at the same time in Zurich, and they probably would have seen each other's workshops or maybe even gone to a lecture or a class. So those are the tension of the opposites that Jung has in Aeon, The Search for the Self, one of his last books. And he's just bringing in these different quadrants to hold the tension of these polarities. And then and that's forming the 4 quadrants of the mandala. And the El Allahu does the circle that is all the only being. So we're embracing in that zikr, that remembrance practice, all the opposites and unity at the same time. And what I did notice is when you do it, it is a bit of a tongue twister, the first part. Mm-hmm. And I think it reflects for me what it's like on this plane. It's a little confusing with life, and it's a little overwhelming, and all these different things are happening. And then we get to relax into unity, and over time we can hold all the different things in life maybe a little bit better. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And since this is the last of our justice, I'm bringing back up the beautiful justice card to the left to remind us about that sword, as we can see the sword on the right, that sword that's holding the balance, that wonderful sense of finding your own inner strength to hold the balance.
And discernment to cut through the illusions that keep you from holding things equally.
Yes. And so just to remember that this is what this is that we're constantly having to kind of hold these 2 positions in life. We get information. I mean, that's what the judge does in terms of literally out in the world. The judge is in the courtroom, I mean the actual courtroom, not in our heads, and receives all this information, right? And has to discern, has to go through what's the justice in this situation. And so this card is constantly is bringing back to us this archetype, this information of how do we hold all that's going on. And as you're looking at these cards, I want to read you a story that I heard many years ago, and it's always relevant. It's really called the "Is this good? Is this bad?" story, and it's such a beautiful way of holding that we don't really know. There was once a farmer who owned a horse and had a son. One day his horse ran away. The neighbors came to express their concern. "Oh, that's so bad. Oh, I'm so sorry. How are you going to work the fields now?" The farmer replied, who was really in this state of justice. He said, "Good thing, bad thing. Who knows?" In a few days, his horse came back and brought another horse with her. Now the neighbors were glad. "Oh, how lucky. Now you can do twice as much work as before." The farmer replied, "Good thing, bad thing. Who knows?" The next day, the farmer's son fell off the new horse and broke his leg. The neighbors were concerned again. Now that he is incapacitated, he can't help you around. That's just too bad." The farmer replied, "Good thing, bad thing, who knows?" So he keeps in this, really that place of the discernment of really not trying to figure out anything, just holding both of them.
And in some of the versions, I hear the neighbors go, "Oh, you were right yesterday." And he just says good thing, bad thing. They say, "Oh, you were right. You shouldn't, getting the extra horse wasn't a good thing." And they can't quite even hear what he's saying, that it's all just.
It's always got to be good or bad. And so soon the news came that a war broke out, and all the young men were required to join the army. The villagers were sad because they knew that many of the young men will not come back. The farmer's son could not be drafted, however, because of his broken leg. His neighbors were envious. "How lucky! You get to keep your only son." The farmer replied, "Good thing, bad thing, who knows?" And so that's what this card is all about. Good thing, bad thing, who knows? Is there anything else you wanted to say, or I'm going to go?
No, it's pretty good.
And we'll just go into the last Ace of Swords just to remind you again if this was your favorite. And then we'll say goodbye to the...
And you said, is there anything else? And I would just say, good thing?
Bad thing?
Who knows?
Okay, good. Oh, yeah, and I want to get rid of these guys for just a moment. I'll stop share. Hopefully they won't come up again. I have one more card to show you before we end today, so hopefully you'll help me remember that at the very end. We'll go
Good thing, bad thing, who knows?
Who knows, exactly. So, holding this concentration, we're going to stand up for the induction, and we're going to really start with just letting ourselves really feel that kind of that back and forth of this is the normal activity of the mind, trying to go towards one part that's coming up or go towards another, that this must be the way. Oh, no, this is the way. It's like there's this constant sense that we've done something bad or wrong, or we've done something good. So just feel that going back and forth, just really on a gentle place, holding your hands out as the scales, breathing in and out through the nose. And feel how sometimes it wants to tip you over a little bit more to one side than another. And sometimes we get more pulled over to the left or more pulled over to the right. It's just this little dance that we do. We keep letting the breath bring us back. And then we come back into the center, letting our arms go down, and we're going to start with breathing in and out through the nose, and we're going to really feel that sense of the energy from the earth coming up through our feet and our legs and into our bodies, and filling us with each inhale. And with each exhale, we're going to really let ourselves feel whatever the quality of this particular element is, and the quality of earth has both that capacity to be very sturdy and grounded, but it also has the capacity to be very heavy and depressed. So on the exhale, I'd like you to feel the heaviness from your hips all the way down through your legs. And then for every inhale, you begin to bring it back into center. Just slowly though. Don't just change it like that, but let it just be a natural process as you breathe that inhale in. So breathing in the inhale, we bring in that energy throughout our whole body. And on the exhale, we feel that heaviness, and feel what that feels like as we just let the heaviness come into our hips and our legs on that exhale. And then slowly on the inhale, we bring it a little bit more into center. And again, the exhale brings us back down there again. Inhale just always brings us a little bit back. Good thing, bad thing, we don't know. We just let ourselves feel in whatever way we might feel heavy today. Whatever way we might feel a little bit pulled towards the earth, like we can't really get up. Like we don't want to take the next step. And then always coming back on that exhale a little bit to just the grounded centeredness. Let your hips, your legs be heavy on that exhale. And then let a little bit more of your body come in, so that on that exhale you begin to feel the heaviness even in your torso, your shoulders, your arms. Your head, everything starts to come down a little bit. And it's all okay, good thing, bad thing, because we just come back a little bit to center on that inhale as we fill with the energy of earth. And really let yourself feel whatever part of your body feels a little heavy. Let it really go down on that exhale. And slowly be brought up again on the inhale. And one more time with the heaviness. And this time on the exhale, really feel that sense of still the groundedness, so that you're inhaling and exhaling with that groundedness. The energy coming up on the inhale, the energy going down but still grounded on that exhale. But you're holding, you're remembering that part of us that might feel heavy. So then on the exhale, you might just be bending your knees a little bit and feeling into that heaviness, but not having to go all the way down into it. And really feeling, you could say, the expanded awareness of your feet on the floor. Your feet really creating that sense of centeredness, grounded, sturdy, while the rest of your body may feel a little heavy in places, a little depressed, maybe parts of you not wanting to do the next thing that you have to do. And that's okay. One more earth breath. Coming back to center and just feeling your heart. And beginning with the air breath in and out through the mouth. So the polar opposite of the earth, the air. And as we breathe that air breath, we're bringing in all of the air from the cosmos, from the heavens, down through our crown chakra into our whole body, enlivening it. And on each exhale, we're going to start with the head, and we're going to begin to feel that way that the air breath can also make us, it can either give us freedom and possibilities, but it also can make us spacey, and we can feel very much all the thoughts going on in our head. Oh my God, this way, that way, another way. So on that exhale, we're letting our head feel spacey and kind of pulled, or just like letting the air take it. And then on the inhale, we let it slowly come back into center again. Imagine it in a breeze, just being blown away, blown in one direction or another. That's what our continual thoughts are like sometimes, just coming in, good thing, bad thing, who knows? We're being blown around. Feel spacey, confused. Don't know what we're doing. Breathing in, we always breathe in from the beautiful heavens, from the cosmos, whatever we need. And with each exhale, we let ourselves feel that tendency of the air to just take us into confusion or spaciness, and how that connects with us in our lives right now. Too many thoughts, too many directions. And with this next exhale that you do, begin to include more of your body, so that your body is also feeling the effects of the air. And bringing it back slowly to centering on the inhale. Letting the air take you on that exhale and bringing you back into center on the inhale. Holding that spaciness, the confusion. The I don't knows. And just feel what that's like today. In your body, what's it like to hold and be with? Not good, not bad, that spaciness, that confusion, that too many thoughts. Maybe all the possibilities, the freedom. And then just coming back and beginning to breathe again into from the cosmos and letting it just be this very gentle holding on the exhale, holding of all of the ways that we feel off center. And letting the air breath blow away. And feeling again those feet on the floor. We're going to breathe in through the feet, earth through the nose. And we're going to breathe out all the way up through the cosmos with the air breath out through the mouth. Feeling the feet in the head. Feet on the inhale. When your hands can just gently go down for the earth. Go up for the air. And in that transition, they come to the sides, holding everything until they go back down again. Holding earth, holding air. Not good, not bad, who knows? Not better. Not one being good, not one being wrong. And letting go of this breath now. Coming back into the heart. You might even want to touch your heart. And let's begin to breathe the air, the water breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. we're going to feel for a moment the way that whole our whole being can kind of get pulled into that wateriness, the emotions, all of the feelings going on. The sadness, the sense of overwhelm. Even though water can also represent contentment, you can see it's very easy to just go off the side a little bit of that contentment into, oh, if only, or I really would like this, or why didn't this happen? So just letting yourself feel those unfulfilled feelings and how they can become kind of overwhelming. Just even the sadness and all the things that are going on in the world. So with each inhale, we're bringing in air from the entire universe through all of our pores, all of our cells throughout our whole body. And with each exhale, we're letting our hearts really feel those feelings. And maybe it feels overwhelmed and kind of scared or fast or very slow, but just let yourself feel what it feels like to feel that in the heart and move it from the heart a little bit, so that on the inhale you gently bring it back again to center, just like we've been doing. Feel how the wateriness, it really originates in the heart. We can get all stirred up just like the water. We can't flow anymore. We're just feeling like we're being taken down under, like in a whirlpool. And gently with each inhale, we bring ourselves back into more of a centered place, holding whatever part is upset or overwhelmed, or even the contented one. Not good, not bad, who knows? And begin to let the whole body go into that flow of the river. You can imagine maybe it's a river that has pretty strong flow on that exhale. So it's bringing in so much of the body with it. And then we just gently, with each inhale, bring it back again to center. Not good, not bad. Water can be flowing and we can go with it, or it can feel really overwhelming. Like we're being brought down into the deep end. So letting yourself just feel the flow of the water through you all over on the exhale. And one more big water breath like this. And then putting your hands on your heart, just breathing in and out, letting yourself just hold any parts that are discontented, that are overwhelmed or having a difficult time as you breathe in and out with the water breath. and letting go of that water breath. You can even imagine the water just flowing over you from the top of your head all the way down to your feet. And let's begin to breathe the fire breath, which is the opposite. Breathing in through the mouth, out through the nose. And again, our inhale comes through all the cells of the body. Every cell is awakened and brought in by this beautiful sense of fire and warmth and light. And on that exhale, we begin to feel into some of the opposites of the water. Instead of flow, it's like taking action and going forward. And then it's also about anger and frustration and wanting to do it my way. So feel those pieces in the body on the exhale and begin to let yourself feel that, particularly from your solar plexus region, because that's what initiates action and holds our anger. So breathing in and letting all the energy come in. And on the exhale, really feel what that anger feels like in your solar plexus, or the frustration or the action. And then breathing it in, slowly bringing it back to center. You can use your hips, your torso to really feel that. And begin to let your hands come into it, because your hands and your arms really are a part of this. Making action, creating, also feeling frustrated and angry.
If there are any of the little ones who really just wanted to have a hissy fit, this is their chance.
And we hold it and bring it back in. With every inhale. Let it go throughout your whole body, your head. You can make faces. All the tension that you're holding in your body, let it go into just expressing it. Then let it be filled with the energy of the light on the inhale. One more breath like this. And then just returning to that fire breath, and that center line. Really feel your feet good width apart, to feel that sense of your solar plexus and the power within that whole area. Hara, solar plexus, as you breathe in. All the energy of the universe into this area, and you breathe out. Holding all the anger, holding all the ones that are frustrated. Not good, not bad, who knows? Holding all the ones that want to take action, are creative and initiating. Not good, not bad, who knows? Now letting yourself find your feet on the ground again. And we're going to finish with a balanced breath of breathing in through the feet, through the nose, as we were doing before with our hands down at our sides. And as we breathe out through the nose, the hands come out into holding the balance. And then we breathe in and let our hands rise through the top of our heads, the air breath, through the mouth. And as we breathe out, our hands come back to our sides again and come into the balance pose. Breathing out through the mouth. Then we breathe in through the nose again, and we're back into the earth, bringing the hands down, out to the side, through the nose. So we're doing earth breath and then water breath. And as though, earth breath and then air breath. And our hands are going straight up on that air breath. And then back to the side. Out through the mouth. One more of these. In through earth, through the feet. Finding your balance. Breathing in through the cosmos, through the mouth. Out through the mouth and finding balance. And you can put your hands over your heart and let's find a seat together.
Oh, just letting your breath come in and letting your inhalation and your exhalation, whatever breath you wish, any element or just whatever comes naturally, let it be balanced. You're breathing in, maybe even being aware inside, counting to 3 or 4 and breathing out. But your breath, your chest is soft and porous as you're breathing in and out of the sacred space, the garden of your heart. Are there any other selves that are busy or pull away? Invite them to join you in this breath or to step aside. Knowing that right now there's a balance when you do your meditation, your practices, your soul work. We're balancing the outer and the inner life. So there are outer gardens and places in our lives, and here's this sacred inner place. So just feeling that balance here. We're balancing the tendency of our minds and egos and all our different selves to go out into the world, many of them, not all. And then we're balancing that with time of repose, time to go inward. And just as you open to whatever shape, form the garden of your heart comes today, just listen to these words and whether you just feel the sacred space of your heart, see, smell, taste, touch, whatever way, whether it's a place of nourishment and safety you've come to before or a new place that's opening, or just a new energetic feeling place, or just that intention to breathe in and out of the sacred space of your heart. Unique, universal, unitemporal, eternal, spiritual, material, good, evil, El Allahu. As we go in, we're especially just noticing any parts that have any thoughts or judgments. Just noticing whether there's something saying this is good or this is bad or you should be doing it this way or that way. Just asking all those to step aside for a moment. You can hold them. You can balance all the different voices. You can feel them say this is good or this is bad or I should be doing this or that. Just having them all there, just holding them all gently in one hand and the other, one arm, one hand and the other, being like that scale as you drop more and more into conscious self in the garden of the heart. Just noticing all the different selves that arise, fall away, all the different selves that may be present right now. It's fine that they're there. We're just hoping to unblend, to just be there, that discernment in the center of that sword and the images Yaya shared. Holding, you can almost imagine in one arm and hand holding all the parts that are enjoying this or have thoughts about it in what we would say is a positive way. It's like the neighbors who go, oh, you've got another horse, that's good. And all the parts that show the difficulties or what's bad or wrong, just holding them both. And as conscious self, that's so hard to do that often we need help. So as we're holding all these basic selves, that's one polarity, the basic selves of our personal unconscious, we open to hold high self, to allow high self to hold us. With all love and respect, we call upon high self to come into the garden of our heart, to hold, provide a refuge, a place to hold, to be with us, so that we can ground, we can recognize and see and have clear discernment, all the different aspects of our being, and hold them all with love and compassion. We'll just take a moment as we open to high self for a time of communion, a time of guidance, a time of dialogue. Whether you just have this intention, or you see a wise being or an animal ally, or feel that presence, or feel the presence, the arms of the beloved around you. And as you open, just notice whatever's happening and how all those different parts, especially the judging parts, may come in and say, oh, you're doing it right or wrong, or this is good or bad, or you can't do this. Again, just holding all the ones that have that positive valence, like in the story, all the ones that have the negative valence, becoming more and more this clear bead of conscious self supported by high self. Just holding, just recognizing all the different energies that are rising and falling inside. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. Be the awareness of conscious self. Recognizing, holding, befriending whatever selves are present, whatever energies, currents, pulls, good, bad. Just knowing that different selves will think different things are good and bad. Like solar self, when you're sitting, maybe going, we need to be doing something. Lunar self, when you're doing, says, oh, we need to relax for a little while and be. The child may be going, oh, I want to just go out and play. I don't want any responsibilities. Or another child that's burdened is going, I've got to take everything on. Just noticing which selves are there, holding gently. Again, if there's a part that judges, just beginning to notice that part too. Any self that comes in, any thoughts, feelings, sensations, images, behaviors. In the inhale, you can breathe that in, and the exhale, you can just breathe it out to one of the scales of the balance. So you're in the center, just putting all these selves around you. Breathing into the heart, being at the center with high self supporting you, holding everyone. Dropping more and more into the center, unblending more and more, putting the cells outside as you exhale, just noticing all the different facets of your being, all the different selves that comprise this symphony of you. And if you notice in your body a tension, just paying a moment to just recognize that. To just really breathe into and around whatever this tension or pain is, whether it's physical or psychological or emotional. Just noticing all the energies, all the different selves or cells that constellate or are this tension. Just bringing curiosity to it. Just discerning, you're the judge weighing this experience inside, discerning it carefully. Whatever this place is, what are the sensations, feelings, images, thoughts, beliefs, behaviors of this energy, of this self? The ones that come in and say we need to fix it or solve it, just asking them to step aside. We're just noticing. We're just weighing all the information around all the understanding of this one. Just bringing compassion and curiosity. And then just beginning to notice some place inside that feels the opposite, that feels spacious or open or warm or good or pleasant. Some places it's the opposite of this tension inside. The tension can either recede to the background or it can stay there, but not in the foreground. We're bringing our awareness, we're opening, we're toggling to another place inside that feels open, spacious, free. Whatever the opposite of this tension is, find that place inside, whether it's in your physical, emotional, or energetic body or bodies. And really breathe, bring your compassion and curiosity to this also. And you can stay there, or I can invite you to toggle back to the place of tension for a few breaths. And then to toggle back to this, the opposite, this place of open, spacious, pleasant. Just do that in your own time a couple more times, toggling back and forth. And as you're ready, if you can, I invite you to just gently hold both. You can toggle back and forth if that's difficult, otherwise just hold both. And then just dropping into the breath of unity, inviting all the selves to breathe in and out together, that they can unite in all their distinctions and differences, all part of the whole of you. And thanking everyone as we bring this soul work to a close for today. We'll bow down once with the sacred phrase who, and we'll come up with the sacred phrase who, bringing balance to our inner and outer lives. And then taking a moment to come back in your own time, refreshed and alert, aware of your inner and outer lives. And just taking a moment to reflect, whether you write or just think in your mind on what you've been through in your soul work and the waking dream of your soul work. From starting at the beginning of the class all the way through the mini talk and then the movement, the induction into the soul work, the coming out. Just noticing, just weighing, just discerning what happened. What do you remember? And if you'd like, we'd love to hear from anyone who'd like to share about their experience today, whether it's just with what happened today or the justice, this balance, this we've been exploring for 3 or 4 sessions, something like that. And yeah, I'll put up the cards for one last time.
This is the one I wanted to show you. I would say this is universal justice of the really holding all the worlds on that larger level than the self, you know, that really and I thought it was so beautiful.
That's right, we're not just holding everything that's arising inside ourselves, it's just holding the entire cosmos, really, and everything that's arising and falling away.
Yes.
So we can do that in ourselves, in our culture and world, and in the universe and in the multiverse. So, what's happening? Yeah, Ella.
Yes.
Good morning. Thank you.
Lena.
This was the perfect practice for me today and last week as well. The Ace of Swords image with the sunrise really landed for me. I watched the sunrise as we practice this month, and that's really helpful. And I'd like to share a little bit about my week and how this is affecting me. My father is an actual judge who's 87 and still on the bench. Tuesday after our class last week, I had a incredibly meaningful and healing talk with him where he shared about his death. He shared confidential things with me, specifically because he wanted me to be able to testify after his death. We shared tender talk as well. I wept with him, which has never been held by him well, and was. It was so beautiful. And some of you may know my mother has dementia, and about a year ago, I took over her bookkeeping and medical management, and for her and her partner, who was her caregiver, and her partner passed away on Friday. And so a lot is stewing over the weekend and this week for being able to get her the care she needs. And I do not think I'm going right now. I probably will go in July for her 80th birthday. And I'm still managing a whole lot this week and supporting her as best I can, and my brother who's there physically supporting her. So please hold us in your hearts this week. Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. Mm.
Mm. Mudita, I'll send that card to you. And I wanted to let people know that this is our last one of this series. So if you're interested, I'd like to hold it because I really love this practice. So I was going um, to meet in May and June and August. Take off July. So anyone who would like to do that, I'll send out the information on that, and you can sign up for it. We're just doing like a $25 registration fee because Malik helps us with all this, and Malik has to be supported, and we support Malik.
You can always donate more if you want, but it's just to really register makes the container.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, if come as much as you can, but we'll continue to do this kind of exploration of the archetypes. And is there anything else that anyone wanted to say? I'm not going to show any more cards right now because I'd like to be able to see everybody, and I actually can't see people when we show the cards. So if you want the cards, most of them are displayed on the front of the YouTube videos. So many of them are there. Not the one that Mudita wanted, but if you want a specific one, I can send it to you. But most of them are on as the YouTube video starts. It's right on the.
There's one way we could send that out with your announcement about the continuation or something. Can we put that, when you
What?
send out for...
I'm not going to do them all. There's like...
No, just the last one, because a lot of people wanted that last one, I think.
No. What? I didn't see that. No one's...
Kalika raised her hand.
She said she wanted it. The last one.
No, I was going to talk, but that's okay.
Oh,
It's
great.
end of time.
Talk. Yeah, no, you take a minute.
No, I was just, I just so appreciated the balanced breaths and the physical bodily awareness practice of moving, into kind of like almost an identification and then coming back to center like this. It was like a physical practice of moving energy in my body. And it for me, it resembled how I get identified with the cells, and I forget that there's this whole other, there's high self and there's this whole other realm. And so it was just such a beautiful, reminder on a physical way of coming back to center. So I just so appreciated it.
Yahoo.
And I agree. My body movement therapist, energy person. And I did want to share, at the moment I'm reading an interesting book, LSD and the Mind of the Universe, Diamonds from Heaven. But one of the points that the author makes, and I'm applying it to our meetings here, is when we're doing some kind of journey, whether it's an entheogen or a meditation practice or a practice like soul work, there's a momentum and it builds. So I encourage as many of you who want to continue on, because when we stop for a year or half a year, he said he did these 73 journeys and this incredible, he said if I went back, it wouldn't be the same because that built. So sustaining practice over time really allows for something magical that happens. And if you've got parts that don't let you sustain practice, that's fine. You can, in soul work, we can find out about those parts. But there's a momentum that gains. So just wanted to really bring that insight in from him. Whether you're just doing some soul work on your own or watching old ones or continuing with the class, but whatever practice you do, let that momentum honor the momentum that's building from your sadhana, right? Yeah.
Thank you. It's been a lovely journey with you all so far. So,
And we hope to see you
Hope to
the
see
next
more of
archetype
you.
that comes. Yeah.
all right, take good care. Mwah.